just wanted to make a quick video over something that just, it just crossed my mind to make. It wasn't like a, we should totally fucking, like, I didn't think this through until like probably like a good 20 minutes ago. So here I am. I'm in my house and I'm waiting for my scuff. All right. So I just ordered a scuff for Infinity a couple weeks ago. Should be arriving today by the end of the day. It says the last time the package was checked in, it was in Chantilly, which isn't really far from here. So all I gotta do right now is just wait. And I'm not that good of a. Oh my god. What? What?
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Let's check for you. So yeah, I'm just here waiting, and I was watching some cartoons. I wasn't really playing COD. I was just like, why don't I do a gameplay video? Didn't have a topic, so I just kept on watching cartoons. Didn't really think much. And I'm on the Cartoon Network channel. If you don't know, I'm a 90s kid. Cartoon Network was like, that's the only thing I usually. Oh my god. From where? From where? Anyways, yeah, like Cartoon Network was like all I watched when I was a kid. And it'll always have. Oh my gosh, is my mic even working? Okay, yeah, it is. My bad. I was just like Cartoon Network will always be like a huge staple in my childhood. Like it's something that I will always like identify with. I was there when they had Toonami, and Toonami is like ancient now. Like they don't do Toonami anymore because they played animes that people ultimately they thought were offensive for some reason. That was the entire point of having Toonami, because they showed different types of cartoons. Most of them were Japanese animes. Ooh, get turned. Oh, it fucked up. But yeah, like how? Oh wait, they have a UAV. I forgot about that. I shouldn't have waited without ADSing. But yeah. They stopped Toonami, and I was pretty sad because my day would usually go, I get back from school, I go play outside, and about, I believe it was 7 or 8 o'clock, Toonami would come on, and that would be like all Japanese anime. And my dad grew up with Japanese anime. My dad grew up in the time of, what was it, the early days of Dragon Ball Z. He grew up with, Fist of the North Star, Inuyasha. Although he didn't watch most of it, he mostly watched Knights of the Zodiac or Saint Seiya. Like he was like, okay, I enjoy it, and he liked it, and so he got me into it. Not as much as those otaku kids or whatever the hell they're called, but he liked it. He genuinely liked the fact that the animations were better. It was a little bit more graphic. But, if you look at cartoons today, they're just so bad. Like, it's not even fun to watch. I was watching, like I said, I was on the Cartoon Network today, and I saw, what was it, right, that just happened to me. I saw The Amazing World of Gumball, or some shit like that, right? And I didn't pay much attention to it, but it would look like the stupidest, and it was actually very trippy. Not even gonna lie, as a teenager, you hear a lot of stories of like kids who take acid. I think I understand what you see when you take acid now, because that is like, it's really trippy. There's like a lot of bright colors, and they talk about like really weird topics. There's a lot of symbolism involved in that show too, which for the age of like for the kids' age like that, like I don't think it's appropriate. Oh my god, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. You die? Yeah, you dick. Anyways, yeah, like I didn't like it at all. Like I didn't like the show. Now, oh fuck. I got bursted again by the same guy too, with the rotating thing. But yeah, like I didn't like it, and I thought back, like I thought back to what anime, like what good cartoons used to be like, and a lot of people say like, yeah, bring back the old SpongeBob. If you think about it, SpongeBob isn't really that like that good of a TV show to watch in general for kids is they don't really send out a message. Now I'm gonna give you 3 examples of cartoons from different time periods, and I'm gonna show you like what type of like message they send. I'm gonna show you anime from back when I was a kid, anime now, and then anime that like just like anime from my time and anime from actually I don't think it'd be 2. It's anime from my time and then anime from when I was a kid. I mean, from now. I mean, from now, I guess, you know, old reboots and new episodes, I guess they count. I don't know how to list that, but if you look at the like my first example, my first example actually has to be Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z hands down was one of my favorite shows of all time. And I'll never forget, you know, my first time ever watching Dragon Ball Z. It was like watching a movie. Not real life, obviously, because it was drawn, but the way that it was like portrayed was like art. It was art at its finest, because you saw like, you know, all the motion, the fluid colors, and if you watch the original, there's like actual gore. There's you know, the first time I saw Piccolo lose an arm, I lost my shit. Like, I was literally like, what the fuck? This man literally just got his arm sliced off with another dude's hand. Like, what am I watching? It was like, and I was a big Mortal Kombat fan at the time. I just didn't know what I was watching. I was like, yo, dude, this dude literally, like, with his bare hand, like, Raditz literally cut that dude's arm off. And I was sitting there, I was like, yo, this is dope. Fell in love with Dragon Ball Z almost instantly. But, you know, I was too young to see, like, you know, the message that it sends throughout the episodes. It's not just one episode. Throughout the episodes, it always shows, like, and especially during the big fights, it always, like, they always displayed messages. I like this revolver. I missed the first shot. And I got railed. Anyways. But, yeah, like, animes, I mean, nowadays, I don't think they do. I think it's more of an artistic sort of, like, they're taking more of an artistic stand with anime now. Everything does look a little bit more artsy, but, back then, you know, there was always a message of, you know, friendship, or, like, you should always take care of your friends, or, not take care of your friends, but, like, stand up for your friends. Why are you standing there? I don't know. So, like, you know, Naruto, if you ever watch Naruto, Naruto's about a kid who's, you know, got a demon inside. He's not possessed, but he's got a demon inside of him. That devastated an entire village, and he's, like, shunned for it. And, you know, he's, like, constantly mistreated. People are like, yo, stay away from him. And he grows up to be this rebellious kid who one day wants to become, like, you know, like the Hokage, or like the leader of the village, and have things run his way. Now, I don't know, like, it shows determination in the, you know, in the character, like, oh, like, I want to be this. But he literally, like, if you watch the show, he gets his ass beat, he gets his ass stabbed, he gets fucking mauled, and he's still, you know, he gets up, he's like, I'm not giving up. And, you know, that teaches determination for children. Like, you know, you should never give up on a dream. And that's honestly his dream, of being a Hokage. And he inspires other people to, like, you know, never give up. Now, like, if you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, Goku sacrifices a lot in the series for the safety of his friends. You know, especially the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, the first couple episodes were pretty harsh, because right off the bat, Goku dies. He is confronted with his brother from, like, the past. His brother shows up on the planet, you know, wondering why this planet still exists, because apparently, you know, Goku was sent here from planet Vegeta to, like, destroy the entire, like, it killed the entire race so they can, like, farm the hell out of the what do you call it, the planet, for its resources for planet Vegeta. And then all the Saiyans die, and he's like, well, you know, we're the last Saiyans left, there's 2 more on the way. And then they fight because he tries to take Gohan, and ultimately the only way to kill Raditz was Piccolo had to shoot a beam into Raditz, but they couldn't hold him down. So what they ended up doing was Goku held him down and got shot with a beam.
Team deathmatch.
Did a whole training session with King Kai in the like while he was dead, and then you know
No prisoners, comrades.
comes back and his Raditz tells him like, you know, you got a year to prepare. He's like, you're not even close to killing me. Like you'll never kill me like that if you're this weak. So what I suggest you do is go train. For the other two that are coming my way, that are coming this way. And if that wasn't bad enough, like Goku was sort of late. Like I'm not gonna shit talk and be like, oh yeah, he's the reason why they died. And you die? Oh my god. But yeah, like he was late, and literally almost all the good guys died. You're still there. I got sniped. I got sniped. Watch this, Kobe. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, that's practically what the first couple of shows are. It's very morbid. Like anime seems very morbid. It's like it's morbid with a message, and I feel like if more cartoons were like that and they displayed more of a message, I wouldn't be making this video if, you know, SpongeBob had a moral lesson that, you know, they didn't have to state and they didn't have to state at the end of every episode or make like satirical like comments about it. I remember there was that one episode from SpongeBob where his he personifies his spatula, and he literally gives away his house to get a new spatula to try to replace it, and he didn't have any hope of like the recovery of his spatula, like, 'cause it broke, and they made like a whole like hospital scene thing about it, and so he just gave up. He's like, I'll never have he's like, I'll never have spatty again, and so he gives up on his spatula and buys this whole like super fancy spatula that only cooked fine dining. And at the end of the episode, he literally looks at the camera and says, not everything that glitters is gold. I feel like Dragon Ball Z never had to do that. Naruto did it a couple times to, like, I guess explain the reason why his the episodes came out like that. But Dragon Ball Z never had to do that, so I guess that's technically like, if when it comes to when it comes to sending messages, I guess Dragon Ball Z is the best show that sends out a message. And it's what the fuck?
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Whatever. Yeah. I just feel like that's better. Like Cat Dog, I watched Cat Dog a couple times, and there is literally no back message that's good for kids. I mean, there's probably like subliminal messaging in cartoons. That's what I've heard that happens, that there's subliminal messaging, but not to the point where, you know, it's good. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for kids to know subliminal messaging. Like there's people make references to you know, issues in society, but I don't think that teaches a kid. I feel like the best way to teach a kid is by example, and I feel like anime does that a lot better, because the example is like that they give you. They give you extreme cases, you know, like loyalty and stuff like that. I drop shot it.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Can you not be this garbage? Oh my god. Órale. I don't like American cartoons. And plus, like, the fact that like the storylines for characters are just so much better, and they follow like a discrete storyline. It's not like new random shit every single day. It has like a continuous storyline. And I guess, like, you know, obviously, like, I know that SpongeBob will never be like that, because they're more like skits. Every day is a new skit, and it's meant to be a lot more humorous. Why didn't you switch to your 74U? I pressed Y before I mantled that, and it went right back to the shotgun. at this game sometimes. Ah, he's got his buns too. I stopped using this after the first patch. If I map you across the map with this garbage ass MP5, you don't play anymore. Remember. But yeah, like, I just feel like if cartoons were a little bit like, they sent out a better message, I feel like a lot more people would watch it. Because I know a lot of parents, they critique SpongeBob and they critique different shows, like, especially the shows nowadays, because they're just so blatantly like annoying. It's not even that like they're unentertaining, they're annoying, they have no backstory, and they usually send out bad messages for kids. I've even heard, like, you know, what are those types of stories? They're not stories, but they're like theories of how each character in SpongeBob represents one of the 7 deadly sins. And how, like, SpongeBob is like a neutral character because he's always happy. He's like the only. Actually, I don't know. I'll search it up right now. Actually, I'll search that up right now while restarting my laptop. But yeah, like, Mr. Krabs is supposed to represent greed. As a. What? You let him walk by? Yeah, like, Krabs represents the greed.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
And, you know, Sandy's supposed to represent arrogance. Squidward represents hatred because he has like a deep and out hatred for like anything fun and happy. So like, and you know, sometimes he displays, like, you know, like he's not always mean, but that's his like general like mood. And it doesn't, like, kids learn from, like, you know, observing different forms of, you know, like, pictures and media, and they learn that, like, you know, like, oh, Squidward is like this, why am I not like Squidward? Or Mr. Krabs has a lot of money, my parents fight over money, why don't I just be like Mr. Krabs, who like bickers about money all the time? And that's not really a good message for kids to have, especially when they're developing. What? Hello? Anyways, no, there you have it, guys. I mean, like, that's, to me, that's why I believe that American cartoons will, like, they'll never be on par, or not even on par, like, they'll never have the same impact on a kid that anime had on me. And, like, you know, no, like, and this doesn't, you know, this doesn't like justify the fact that there's people who like constantly obsess about anime and will like dress up as anime characters in public. Like, it's just like, for no like, not just on special occasions, they'll do it every single day because they have a profound obsessive love for anime. And there's a lot of, you know, like, demeaning like insults to people like that, and there's, like, you know, the weeaboo or the otakus, and, you know, I'm actually a really big Filthy Frank fan. Like, I love his like satirical videos, but he has a point when it's just like, you know, as long as you don't bring it near me, do what you want at this point. I couldn't. What the hell is wrong with me, dude? I need my coffee. I need my morning coffee. I'm stuttering too much. See, when I have my morning coffee, I don't stutter. Sometimes I guess I stutter without it, with or without it.
Our UAV is online.
Yeah, why? Should've jump shot, that was bitch. There's a delay, like, I'll jump, and I press it down. There's a delay, like, if he's jumping. Órale. That was some of the worst aim I've ever had.
Well done.
But yeah, like, that to me, that's my thesis on why, you know, Japanese anime will never be as good as, you know, American anime will never be as good as, American cartoons will never be as good as Japanese anime. just because they lack a message. Like, and this is actually a big thing. Like, I forgot to talk about this. If you've ever seen like some of the older animes, they have like messages over, you know, the environment, and you know you have to protect the environment. First example is Captain Planet. If you've ever seen Captain Planet, it was about a green dude who literally looked like, if you ever laid out like one of those little globes in your classroom, it's like with a grid, and it's usually like green or blue. And I think he had like blue hair, and he flew around. He gave like teenagers these like rings that they had like powers of like elements and stuff like that, like earth, water, and they had all their elements and shit. And they went out and they like fixed, you know, oil spills and fucking like forest fires. They did shit like that, and they were like, you know, oh, you know, like always recycle, always. And then they cut the show. I don't even know what happened to that show, but it had like a message like, you know, don't pollute. It's like it's not good for the environment, and they cut it. Yeah, you won't see people in you know, American cartoons be doing that type of stuff. Maybe in like what are those called, like sitcoms, like iCarly or some shit. Maybe that, like. But you'll never go and see SpongeBob go and be like, hey guys, you guys have to recycle, keep our planet clean. And, you know, it may sound corny. Captain Planet was kind of corny to a certain extent. But when you grow up and you see this like the side effects of what happens when you don't take care of your environment, you sort of realize like, oh shit, they've been telling us like this since our childhood, but we ignored them. We chose to ignore these people. And they're please, just like take care of the environment, man. And we didn't listen to them. Another one, if you want to look at a little bit more action fighting type style way of saying, hey, fuck the fuck up and take care of our environment. The show, it wasn't a show actually. What the fuck? Kid actually just ran up on me. Hey viewer, welcome to the stream. The stream's actually a video, so once this stream ends, if you want to go back and watch the video, it'll talk a little bit more about you know, the topic of the day, which is why are you Kid's actually trying his ass off with a Fang 45. I've never seen something like this. I really haven't. So yeah, if you want to look at a little bit more of a grueling example of, you know, take care of our environment or else the planet's gonna go to shit, you can try Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star is actually a really good example of an anime that talks about topics like the environment. It talks about a bunch of martial artists that, you know, obviously there's the graphic action aspect of it. There's a lot of blood, a lot of gore, because in the future, the show is about like being in the future and how, you know, we didn't take care of our resources on this planet, and we ultimately let it to like die out. There's no more water, and any of the water that's left is probably poison unless it's underground. Plants can't grow anymore in the ground because, you know, nuclear war. There's like a scene where it shows like nuclear war happening, and that's like sort of the reasoning why, you know, plant life and just animal life doesn't grow anymore. Everyone's like mutated. There's like people who are like as tall as skyscrapers, and it talks about Kenshiro, who's a martial artist who practices something called the Fist of the North Star, that like his attacks target central nervous systems that literally cause your brain to like blow up practically. And he punches somebody like in the chest, and like the chest muscles like expand and blow up, or he punches them once in the face and their brains like expand to the size of like balloons, and they just pop. They pop easily. And it's not meant for kids, although it has a message of like, you know, take care of our planet. So that was just an example of shit I used to watch. Like my dad made me watch. Well, he didn't make me watch. I asked him, since I was a big Tekken fan. I used to watch Tekken. I used to watch a lot of like, you know, really graphic anime shows. Watching Inuyasha for a while, and Inuyasha had sex scenes and whatnot. But that's not something that, like, I was innocent and I was a child, so I didn't really pay attention to much of that. I was like, ew, like, cooties, shit like that. But now if you think about it, I'm a little bit older now and I understand, you know, the message that people try to display in different shows. Now, going back to topic, yeah, like, the entire plot of the movie Fist of North Star is about a girl named Julia who has seeds. Kenshiro protects her, and while he tries to protect her, he dies doing it. And well, he doesn't die. He gets like really injured, like he almost gets killed. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Why are you not dead? He's using my P92. But that's technically what it's about. Like the world is barren. There's no water. Oh, man, their asses off. There's no more water. You can't really do anything in this planet aside from just, you know, drive around on bikes, raid camps in villages and stuff like that. And there's multiple like kingdoms of people who are like skilled at fighting. And I just think of it of like, imagine Mortal Kombat, Mad Max in just one show, and then boom, that's Fist of the North Star. I think you guys should check it out. Honestly, it's such a good show. But it's not for people who aren't queasy. There's a lot of scenes that, you know, usually might make a kid piss himself, throw up, or all the above. I actually, like, there's actually a scene where this guy, he's made of metal. Like he can actually manipulate the molecules in his skin to turn them into metal. Oh my god, I was gonna get wrecked. And I got a hit marker. Yep, I'm leaving this game. Not dealing with that. But yeah, like he can manipulate his molecules, and the guy, like, he doesn't even punch him. He just looks at him. There's a gust of wind that pushes him into the mountain, and then parts of his metal skin break, and then it just like starts popping out. And he just like blows up, dude. It's awful. Like it's a good show and it's a good movie, but it's just like the amount of like graphicness, like the gore that's in it. It's made for, you know, usually like a more adult audience or like teenagers and stuff, so they can, you know, withstand it. Like they can withstand, you know, the violence, but I mean, it ultimately it had a message, and it's like one of those, like, you know, like those ads. Imagine like a really long bloody fight of an ad, and then it just saying, hey, if you guys don't take care of our environment, this planet is going to look like this. People are going to kill for water. They're not even gonna care for money, like money and gasoline. Or like, you know, gasoline obviously, but like people aren't gonna care about money and jewelry anymore. It's gonna be all about water and gasoline and what you can keep, like what's gonna keep you alive. And, you know, like people, I don't think people are still grasping the idea of, you know, if we don't take care of our environment, we're gonna lose it. The planet's gonna go to shit, and the human race will like slowly deteriorate and die. And, you know, I grasped that message when I was like 11 years old and I first watched Fist of the North Star. I was like, damn, like what happened to the planet? And then it shows imagery of, like, you know, nuclear war, and then you know, people fighting. Thanks, man. I dig it. I dig it, my dude. Anyways, like that's practically what this video is about. It's just I just like to state points, and it's more of a rant. Like, this is why American shows are shit, and they don't show good. Yeah, they don't relay a good message to the youth, and just the fact that they don't, you know, show like characters with morals or a moral.
The Earth has already
basis.
gone to shit.
You're not wrong, bud. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, if kids had watched shows like I did back when I was a kid, we wouldn't have this issue. Like, we wouldn't have the fact that kids don't respect or have like respect, or they don't, honestly, like, I know a lot of people who are like completely unloyal, and it was just based on their, like, you know, their past life or their life experiences or the way they were brought up. So
hit a trick shot.
I can't hit a trick shot. I'm not a sniper, dude. Anyways, guys, that's about the video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Obviously after this upload, you guys can go watch. There's a lot of stuttering. I still haven't had my morning coffee. I'm still waiting for it. So I'll see you guys later.